stand by. You will now be placed into conference.
Perfect. Hey, Dave, you on there?
Yeah, Dave Scoopy in here. Hi, guys.
Okay. All right. So, hey, Dave, we've got Jeff and Daniel, Rhonda, Matt on there from Becker, and Larry and Dave from OEO. So, thanks, guys, for taking some time. I know you guys have been busy the last couple of weeks, a little travel here and there, so happy to get together and kind of give you a little feedback from what we found out from that last batch of the 8 hybrids that came back, and kind of talk about that one from the other day and see what we can do to continue to, fix this issue for you guys. So, anyway, what would you like to do first, Jeff and Daniel? You want an overview from Dave on what we found, or what? How do you want to start? That's fine. Okay. So, Dave, why don't you give them just a high-level overview of the 8 that we got back and kind of what we're doing.
Okay. One we've still got here that's no trouble filing NTF. Then let's see, 2 of them here. Let me get my note.
Hey, Dave, when you say no trouble found, what do you mean?
We haven't got it to it's working. So it hasn't.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working right now.
So as soon as you get it out of the box, it turned on.
Yeah.
But why it's not working with our ballast?
Don't know.
That last batch I sent you, the last 8, I bench tested every one of them, and we actually had one of them that came on, and they didn't stay on. It came on, and it popped and went out, and then never came back on. None of the other ones came back on at all that I bench tested before I sent them out.
Yeah,
I wanted to check them.
Yeah, we need to dig into this more. So, and another one of them, we did find an unsoldered wire. So that was the one that should have failed right out of the box. It was, the wire was in the solder hole, but it just wasn't soldered. So that's why it escaped us. Let's see. Another one, we did see a, let's see, that's out of 8, that's 7. But the big thing are the 5 that overheated. So those it looks to us like we exceeded our OCV, our open voltage, and for some reason there was over 350 volts AC coming in, and we're going to deal with that in our next design spin here, just to let you know. So, but we got your ballast a couple of weeks ago, and it definitely, they weren't, those 2 ballasts you sent were not putting out, over 350 volts. They weren't even close. But the failures we've seen here, they definitely appear to have that failure on them. That was the mode. So we really would like to see, maybe dig into those ballasts and see what's going on there, because those overheating, those 5, we've never seen that before, and we haven't been able to simulate that. So we got something appears to be unique, but we definitely need to dig in deeper here and come down, and I think, and start measuring.
And just to add to that, Jeff and Daniel, it seems that, and I know Blue's actually over in Asia right now. Who's also part of the design team on this product. Dave, this thing's rated for, was it 350? I thought he told me it was something more like 500 was the top end, and he said he thought this thing had a spike like close to 650 based on what he tested, or somehow whatever his analysis was.
Yeah, our stated OCV is 350 max. We've got margin in there, But we definitely can't handle a 5, something in the 5 range.
Sure. Wouldn't every lamp fail in that circuit if that overvoltage is going on?
Well, that's a good question. That's more for.
I'm going to say yes.
Well, it's an analog circuit that we've got, and the failures that we've got here, they're not happening on initial. I mean, these 5, I think, if I look at the markings on there, 211, 23, 416, 211, 211. It's like 211 removed 411. So it was going for 2 months before it failed. So that says it's not something instant and digital, if you will. It's an analog circuit, and it looks like it's happening over time. So it's not something we can reproduce on a bench instantly like that. So it's got us perplexed, and we want to dig in deeper here and see what's going on, and stand behind the product and stand behind the solutions.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So the question, I know that we had two ballots you guys sent us a while back, and then passed those on to David Ballou. They've been trying to replicate and bench test those and so forth, and basically haven't gotten the same failure that these 5 had. And out of the several thousand hybrids that we got out recently from the same batch of product that yours is from, knock on wood, we haven't seen this from anybody. We haven't seen this from anybody else. We haven't had any other failures. So it's trying to understand is it a specific ballast that might be causing the issue? Is it a design thing? What exactly the fix is? That's what we're trying to get our arms around. I know at one point a few weeks ago we talked about getting some type of metering or something on specific ballast or circuits. You guys said, hey, that was going to be a little bit of a hassle and trouble and so forth. I guess the next version of that is is there a way when a ballast does this that we can swap, you take that one down, swap it out with a different one, and so that we've got a known ballast that caused the issue, so that and it may take on the bench on and off for a period of 30 days or so to measure it and see what that OCV, that circuit voltage is coming out of there, to see what's triggering this thing to go above that the stated threshold.
The reason we let me interject this real quick because I forgot to say it. Sorry to cut you off there, Larry. The reason we think it's voltage related, guys, is because the 4.5 amp fuse inside our board didn't blow on any of these. So if it's not current, it kind of points to voltage. So sorry about that. Keep going, Larry.
No. That was kind of it. I mean, it's So that's where they came up, kind of process of elimination on looking through, the failure point on the board and so forth. But trying to figure out, I think, David, you can chime in or correct me if I'm wrong, but I know what you and Ballou had told me before. It's like, hey, can we get our hands on one of the specific ballasts that had the issue? And so I didn't know if you guys what type of detail you're doing on markings. Those when you take them out, I know the LEDs have markings on them as far as what area they were in and what date they were installed and so forth, which is very helpful. But what do you think? Thoughts on that idea?
Well, one of the ballots that I sent you before was one that we had failures on.
Okay.
And one of them, I think, was the new one of our other style of ballasts. But one was one that we had failures on.
Okay. And that was, yeah, and that, okay.
So the Sylvania ballast and the universal ballast. I ordered a ballast too that had the failures on it too, and I sent it out when they picked it up. And I don't remember what type of ballast it was. That was the advanced ballast. I think you're right.
That was which one, man?
Advanced ballast.
Okay. You think the advanced one was the one that had the problem?
100% positive. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. Now, I do know that when we got those back, that was probably before we had the hybrids in, so that failure might have been on that other product. You know, our first type that we sent you, not the hybrid, which has a little different circuit in there. Because I see you sent those back back in January, or at least I think it was January, according to my notes. Yeah, and Matt, actually now I just found an email from you, January 28th. 4 different types of ballast, and 3 types you sold them over the years, and then the advanced, which was the original type that they put in I think 2008, you said. So, yep. So that makes sense. So it failed in one of the original older ballast. So Dave, you may have to give it a look and take a look and see if once you've been testing, because I think there was a universal, or no, I think there was a Sylvania and one other one you got to double check and make sure the advanced ballast you got in addition to the Sylvania that they sent.
Yeah, I know we've got one from one of the 2 Honda ballasts, and that's one we've been using to test on. Actually, it's one of the ballasts that we check and do development on, and that ballast hasn't caused us any failures in the lab. I don't know if that was an advanced or Sylvania, and I don't know if that was a brand new one or if that was older. I remember seeing it, and I think it was older. So if it was older and I couldn't read everything on it, does that mean it was one of the ones that caused a failure?
I don't know. We'd have to.
Well, I was asking the.
Take a look and see.
Yeah, so if it was an older one, it definitely was the one that came positive that had a failure. The one I gave you were brand new. I mean, I picked him out of my inventory, so.
Okay.
If it was an older one, it was definitely one from Daniel.
Okay.
That failures.
Yeah, we've been running that thing since you sent it, and it hasn't shown any, crazy characteristics. I wonder if we should. Do you guys have you ever monitored the voltage into the ballast? How is your power? How clean is your power coming in? I don't mean I'm just saying stuff out loud, just brainstorming.
So we have Schneider Electric StructureWare, which does power monitoring and power quality monitoring on it, and I ran reports for all of our lighting circuits and found no issues. A non-report means that it hasn't met any of our trigger points or trigger ranges on that. I think it's either plus or minus 5 or plus or minus 10%. Because we have very sensitive equipment here as well.
Sure.
And I have a lot of solid state and a lot of VFDs, and we can't afford a voltage spike. So we have a Sedema curve that's plus or minus 10% at the end of the day. And if we were having voltage problems, our equipment people out there would be screaming, trust me, because we've had a couple of lightning strikes and some circuit arresters and things like that below, and we feel like we've got a pretty
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but yeah, no, we're coming from as well. Yeah, and it's not like your plant's 50 years old either. You know, that's it. No. Yeah, it's 8 years old or whatever, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I was 99% sure you were going to say that. I just wanted to.
I'm not saying we don't have a heat buildup problem because from what we're seeing, especially we had a failure yesterday on the hybrid, there was a heat bubble on the side of this one where it got hot. Smoke was just rolling. Yes, where it's melting the plastic.
Yeah, it came from the inside out. We agree on those 5 for sure. And well, 6.
Well, this was yesterday. No, on that one from yesterday, then Jeff, is that? Do you know what type of Maybe one thing that would help us pinpoint is that like one of the original advanced ballasts, or is that one of the universal or Sylvanias that have been replaced over the years from Matt? I don't know that.
I mean, we'd have to take the fixture completely down and open it up to be able to tell you which one it is.
Okay. Is there, if I had Dave and Baloo go down there and spend, some time, if there was a way to, because it's like when that's happening, knowing which ballast is in there, doing testing that ballast to find out, okay, what exactly has caused that, if it is a voltage, if it's an internal, not your system, but if it's voltage specific to that ballast not monitoring the OCV. If you have these guys go down there, I mean, would they be able to have a couple of these pulled down and do some testing on them, or is it better to just get them down at your convenience and send like that specific one back? And I'm willing. If I need to, it would probably be better for us to get it down at our convenience and send it to you. To be honest with you, at the end of the day, because I'm sure your guys aren't lift trained and follow our safety rules and blah blah blah. But no, I'm just talking whatever's easiest. And hey, if we need to whatever works for you guys. I mean, you guys obviously have been great. We've talked about that, and we want to figure this thing out. And frankly, it's got us. We kind of know. We think what's causing it, but we haven't been able to replicate it. So that's what's puzzling. So getting those ballasts back. I mean, you're welcome to come here and bench on our bench, or and do whatever you want to do here.
We won't rule it out. We're okay with road trips. So whatever has to happen.
We have a test bench up top, right above our office, and got the same amount of power as everywhere else here, and whatever we can let you test all day long up there.
Yeah, that's you have 277 volts in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and Dave, I don't know if like doing the test, if it's something that if you've got you and Blue want to get that back and run it for 7-day time, 14, like a long period of time. If it's something you go down and take some short snapshots with in a day, I want to make sure that whatever we do, we're productive and we have a somewhat we have a measurable outcome for whatever action we take.
Correct. What do you guys, Honda? What do you guys think the ambient temperature is up in the luminaire and the light fixture? Approximately.
I mean, Billy Temp said it was 72, so it's probably, it may be, I don't know, it could be 90 up top at the end of the day.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, our building is temperature controlled, but I'm not saying it's not humid, because like today, it's very humid inside our plant.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me.
We've had failures where we've got big fans circulating air, so I can tell you right around there shouldn't be an issue as far as temperature. Plus, we've had failures in from the winter time.
Right.
Where we know that's not an ambient problem.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't look like an ambient temperature problem. So that that reminds me here. I didn't update you here on one of the two of those 8 was in your welding shop, and that failed on 425. Installed 317, failed 425, and that was one of the ones that the 30 that we sprayed conformal coat on, and we found the failure was we have a rotary potentiometer on there for dimming, and we found that was the part that failed. There could have been some conformal coat spray entering that rotary pot. Just to let you know, we've eliminated that from the design, and we now dim through software. So we're we're on that kind of stuff. But so that explains, or not explains all 8, but speaks to all 8.
I think from what I'm getting, it's about a 50-50 type of deal, right? I mean, 50% are explainable. Would you guys agree with that? They're either loose wires or, we're finding them out as you bring them back and fix them. Some of the other 50% are still up in the air. Is that what you guys agree with?
It's a little more than that.
Yeah, I would say close to that. The interesting thing that 5 out of those 8 had the exact same cause of death, so to speak. Right, Dave? Took them apart. They almost looked exactly the same inside, right?
Yeah, those 5, and then so we can add 6 to it because of the one that you showed earlier this week.
Right.
So those six are of course the most concerning, and those are the most baffling. So we'll get to the bottom of this. I'll take a photo of the ballast that we've got in the lab, and we can confirm which version it is. And if we can get that one ballast and another unit back.
I think we can say that the last batch that you sent us, that other batch, so far we haven't seen anything with it yet, right, Daniel?
Yeah, the smaller lamps, the ones that we're having to use stock extensions on, as of right now, there's been no failures. They've only been in just under 2 months, probably.
That's it.
Max on the first fixture install.
I thought I saw a photograph of a socket extender and some brown inside the luminaire earlier this week.
Yeah, there is an issue with the socket extenders themselves. If you look on the end of the socket extenders, the taper on them, instead of going real steep and having clearance, they actually it goes out, and then inside our fixtures there's basically a raised collar that goes around there where we're supposed to fit into, and it rubs on that. We've actually busted one of our fixtures trying to install them. They don't like to make contact. That's one thing that we wonder if we had a different socket extender that had better clearance. I think if you see the picture, the 2 side by side, you can see the difference.
Are you using the socket extender with the hybrid, or with that other smaller product that you sent in?
Yeah, the smaller product. We don't need it with the hybrid. Just need it with the other smaller product.
Okay, I didn't think so. Okay. I'll have to check on that. So when you use that smaller form factor in there, that one needs the socket just because the neck, so to speak, was making contact to prevent that from getting all the way in.
That's correct.
Okay. Let me check on that. So I think I know that one picture you sent. It looked like it was the socket was kind of pinkish color, which is usually the pulse start type. Is that right? Is it have the issue on all of them, or is it on certain fixtures? with making the contact with that socket extender?
It's not all of them. I mean, they're all rubbing. Some of them are actually able just to barely make contact with it, and they'll work. Or if they had to bend the tabs way up, they can get the tabs to make contact. But I really don't want them having to stick their hands in there or stick a tool inside a socket. They have to bend every single tab up when they're installing these. And you can see the difference there.
Yeah.
It's basically, I mean, if you look, you can see the one picture, I think it's got there, IMG 1489. You can actually see the mark on the side of the taper there, where it's rubbing.
Yeah, on the socket.
Yeah, on the socket extender. That rubs right there down inside. The actual fixture there. If you look down at the one picture I sent you with the fixture, there's a little cone or a little collar down inside of that actually where the contact point is. That rubs on because there's not enough clearance to screw it all the way in. And then if you look at the last picture I sent you, I think it's 1492. You can see the difference. The regular lamp has that real steep shape to it, where the socket extender is more blunt, and that's why it's rubbing.
Yeah, yeah. And so the part that's making contact is that porcelain part of the socket extender that is kind of below the tip there.
Yeah, that makes contact before the actual contact point makes contact with the fixture's contact point.
Right. Okay. Yeah, let me, yeah, and I can tell in that middle picture, it looks like just, you got a little scoring right on that ceramic part, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you looked at those, I know you mentioned about bending the tab back. Did it feel like the section made contact anyway, but did it feel like the tab was kind of, it's supposed to have a little spring and be, out, whatever it is, 1/8 of an inch, whatever it may be. Did it feel like it was flattened against that top part, and that?
No, it still has spring to it, is what my maintenance guys told me. It still has spring to it, and you better rate them all when they work fine, and they actually have to pull it up quite a bit to get them to make contact on a few of them.
Got it. Okay. All right, let me see what I can do as far as finding a different type of socket extender on those. Okay. So yeah, that's one issue, and then Dave, the stuff for doing blue is figuring out the the issue with that particular whatever ballast it was in, and solving for that to see what we can do. Okay. All right. So I guess the let's see. I'm just trying to look through my notes. How many of those other smaller ones did we send in for you guys? You know that number offhand?
I was thinking it's 48, wasn't it, Matt?
That's about what I'm saying. 50 somewhere in
48 or 52.
Okay. 52. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought I did it. Okay. Yes, I know I've got it in my other notes, but okay. So, Dave, I guess the takeaway then is, as Jeff mentioned, maybe getting a ballast or two down at their convenience might be best and more convenient for those guys, but if they want us to come down, they're happy to come down and do some bench testing there. it's totally up to you guys. I mean, we can, like I said, we'll get you one down. I mean, you guys have to just understand how much labor. I know you guys have labor in too, but they have a ton of labor on third shift for us, and even the trouble calls we get there today. I mean, we've got associates, you know, that think that the fixture's on fire every time they see a lamp burning, you know. So I just want to make sure that, you know, we'll get you one more down, but we have to at some point find a solution. And I know you guys are working diligently on it. I just want to, you know, please reiterate that, man, this is costing us a lot of time and money at the end of the day.
No, we get you're not in the LED business. You're in the car business, and we got to get you out of the LED business.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So, okay. Then let us know what you can do with, like, that one that failed yesterday.
Yeah, we'll get you one within a week.
Yeah, and then Dave, you talk with Blue, figure out what exactly we want to do from your end, whether, you know, go down there or just get it back here. And then I'm going to check on socket extenders and that issue with you guys. Okay. So how many do you have out right now? What's our current status?
How many lamps do we have out, or how many you guys below us, or what?
Well, I guess both. How many? You know, I know you usually pull them down as they go out and put them in that back room, but is it where do we stand on, you know, making sure all your lights are working? How many are out?
We still have. I mean, I still have some new ones I need to install in some of the areas that I haven't been able to do because we're having to change that lamp. I think, and Matt, you may have to confirm with me on this. I think there's another 70 or 80 that used to below us from ones that we sent back, and then I have another, I think, skid of 50, I believe it is, out here of the original style that we haven't used yet because we didn't want to put them up and just have them fail. So we need to figure out what we're going to do with. And then right now, that 52 that you sent me of those, this last batch, we've actually almost completely through them. And I've got a skid full of, I don't know, probably at least 40, 45 out there right now that are bad.
How many? Bad?
Probably at least another 40 or 45 on my pad out here.
Also for the original.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't got a count on this last batch, but yeah.
I actually just pulled into the plant. I got a meeting till 2. You want me to come by and count all those when I get done and get those out of your hair?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
I mean, right now we need some more lamps now.
Yeah,
So
we need some lamps.
we can.
Okay.
Do we have failures on the plant right now that we can get changed?
Okay. Well, yeah, Matt, why don't you get back to me after after your meeting and get a chance to take a look. Let's you and I sort through what we need to do to get those things swapped out and so forth. Well, while we're doing this other stuff, we at least get that part moving for you. Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else, guys, or?
That's what I have right now.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well then, Matt, I'll talk with you hopefully later today or tomorrow morning when you have a chance.
When can we meet again? When can we get a status update again on this?
Dave, you want to? What do you need next up to be able to provide anything more than what we know today?
Well, we'd like to get another ballast, I guess, make sure that we're working with the one of the ones that caused a failure. Obviously, the one that we've got right here did not cause this, was not associated with this, I'll call it the overheating, or over voltage, whatever it might be. So I think we need to it'd be most helpful for us to have one of these 5 or 6 failures. Have one of those ballasts. I think one of them came from right near the facility's tool cage. That's for sure. So I mean, if we can get one of these 6, that would help.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I can get the one that caught on fire yesterday. It'd probably be the easiest one for us to get down and change out.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
That's the one on the catwalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a hybrid.
That was a hybrid. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's check that. I want to see what type of if that's one of the original advanced ballasts or if that's the ballast that has been replaced in the last 8 years.
You guys are. I mean, does the globe matter as far as heat? Does it? I mean, do you need the whole picture?
No, 'cause I mean the ones, at least the ones I saw, they all had they're open.
They're open at the top. That's exactly right. I just want to make sure. I mean, I don't mind taking the whole picture. I just want to make sure that, when you're doing this test, we're testing apples to apples, I guess. I know that. I mean, I know you guys are the experts on the lighting and stuff. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. But there's not. You don't have any that have a lens cover on the bottom.
No.
They're all open. Okay.
Everything's open.
Yeah, so I think from that standpoint, Dave, would you concur that having the whether it's the acrylic or metal spun aluminum dome, that's not going to be any different than the stuff we already have here, right?
No, that doesn't seem to be the issue.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I mean, to me it looks like it could hold some heat inside of that, you know what I mean? So, okay, no problem.
We've got a thermistor in the circuit. So if it gets too hot, our light's going to start to dim. You probably won't even see it, but we have internal throttling of the current, and so we keep the LED within spec, even if ambient temperature goes crazy. So that seems to be working just fine, that circuit. So we're gonna get to the bottom of this, guys. And if we have to come down and spend a week with you guys, or we don't want to waste your time, but if we have to spend a week in Indiana, we'll do it, because we're gonna figure this out. And like I said, we've got another design coming out where we put I don't know if you guys are double E's, but we put a crowbar. We added a crowbar circuit in there, so we didn't expect to have to deal with this, but since it's out there, it appears to be out there, we're going to put that in, going forward. So, and like I said, we're getting rid of that potentiometer, because that's just a source of failure. Now that we can dim through software, we're going to go that way with it. So we're headed in the right direction, but it is a crazy old analog ballast world out there that's 100 years old, and we have to catch up on what's actually out there, which we can spend a lifetime doing, I believe. But we're gonna work on yours first.
All right, guys. So is that Jeff and Daniel? You guys are good with that plan of action, I guess. Okay.
So we'll get you the ballast sent to you, and then you're thinking 30 days after you get the ballast, enough time to give us an update.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. 30 days.
Yeah, and maybe we might be able to get a progress report sooner after they do some initial testing on it, but then let it run for a while and get some additional testing. So, we'll get some periodic progress reports once we get that balance back.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for the time as always. We appreciate all the help and helping us get this thing fixed for you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Thanks, guys.